dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky. This is WYMT Mountain News Weekend Edition.
Good evening, I'm Keaton Hall. The city of Hazard hopes to close out a difficult week by bringing the community together. The North Fork Music Festival returns next weekend to downtown Hazard, and Bailey Richards says there's no better way to end the week than with an event that showcases Eastern Kentucky with food, music, and community.
This is an opportunity for us as a community to get together, to have some fun, and just kind of close out that really difficult chapter of the last year.
Downtown Main Street in Hazard will be full of fun for the whole family starting at 5:30 on Friday with a $10 admission. And Richard says the July flood ceremony and song will take place at 9:45 p.m. on Friday. Newly released body cam video from Ohio has prompted an investigation after a police dog was let loose on an unarmed suspect as he was surrendering. A warning, some of the video is graphic. Here's CBS's Astrid Martinez.
Do not release the dog with his hands up.
Newly released video shows the moments before an Ohio police canine attacked an unarmed black man as he was trying to surrender following a lengthy highway chase.
Get the dog off of him! Get the dog! Get out the dog!
The video starts as police try to pull over Jadarius Rose for a missing mudflap. The 23-year-old led police on a chase for more than 30 minutes, stopping in Jackson County, about 90 minutes south of Columbus. At one point, police with guns drawn instruct Rose to exit the vehicle. He takes off again, and police were forced to use spike strips to stop the semi.
Do not release the dog with his hands up.
Ohio State Highway Patrol says troopers were attempting to make the arrest when Circleville police officer Ryan Speakman deployed his canine, biting Rose.
The justification for the use of the canine really needs to be reviewed.
Brian Higgins is an assistant professor at the John Jay School of Criminal Justice.
What would indicate to that officer that he should have not released that dog?
When we see a supervisor in the state police ordering that officer not to release the dog, that's the order that should have carried the day.
Circleville police would not say if Officer Speakman is under investigation.
Was I not loud enough?
Troopers said Rose was immediately given first aid after the dog bite, and they're conducting their own investigation into the arrest. Astrid Martinez, CBS News, New York.
Quiet weather continues across the mountains as we close out your weekend. We are looking at very comfortable temperatures tonight, but we are tracking some very warm air as we kick off the new work week. Temperatures right now in the upper 60s and lower 70s for most of us. 67 in Clay County for Manchester, 74 in Jackson, 72 for Pikeville, also sitting at 72 in Prestonsburg as well. Up on the radar, possibly a few sprinkles near the Kentucky and Tennessee border, but for most of us, we are dry under a clear sky tonight. All thanks to high pressure as we zoom out, and that is the big story as we get towards the rest of your work week. We are tracking some high pressure, so that means lower rain chances and also warmer temperatures. So be sure to enjoy the comfortable weather as we go through tonight. Those overnight lows falling into the lower 60s, possibly the upper 50s in those cooler pockets. Again, we stay dry under that clear sky tonight, but we are giving you the first alert for possibly some stronger storms on Monday. Not going to be a big deal, but maybe a few heavier showers or storms in this green area from Monticello to London to Jackson up towards Elliott County as well, and back into central Kentucky. We are watching out for a few showers and storms on Monday, but again, not going to be a widespread problem, but some of you may need the umbrella at times on your Monday. As you wake up and walk out the door, we are dry under that clear sky. Temperatures middle to upper 60s, but like I said, a warm day is on tap. Highs topping out in the middle to upper 80s, and we get even warmer by Tuesday and beyond. And again, watching out for possibly a few showers and storms, mainly for the afternoon, also into the evening hours. More details on that warm weather coming up in just a few minutes. Keaton.
All right, thanks, Cameron. We've got a traffic alert for you tonight out of Floyd County. That's where road repairs are set to begin on Cow Creek Mountain. That's along Kentucky 194. Crews will be on the scene from 7:20 a.m. to 6 p.m. every day for around 2 weeks to repair the roadway back to its original state. Due to the equipment needed, drivers are warned of heavy delays and asked to find an alternate route is encouraged. If you do drive through the area, pay close attention to the signs in the work zone. The Hummel Planetarium at Eastern Kentucky University, the largest facility of its kind in the state, will remain closed as the university looks for funding opportunities to update and reopen the building. The Herald Leader reports the planetarium has been closed since August of 2021. Originally due to COVID restrictions, closure was intended to be temporary, but the building was built in 1976 and needs technology updates and repairs. These needs have prolonged the closure due to a lack of funding. During the weekend, hundreds of people traveled to Pikeville to participate in the 2023 Shelby Mountain Run. The event showed off Shelby Mustangs from across the country. Backroads of Appalachia Executive Director Eric Hubbard says events like this have a big economic impact. He says there were millions of dollars spent on local businesses throughout the weekend.
But the prime example of Red Mirror events for all these people coming and spending a week with us in our region, the economic impact's roughly $1.5 million. That's the money that's going to be spent locally before it leaves our region. And that's how we start recreating baseball teams for little leagues and, opportunities. And that's what we take great pride in.
Hubbard says as long as they're able to provide such events, the industry is going to continue to grow. Today, the Louisville Bats honored some of the brave people who have fought for this country. They invited veterans who served in World War II to take a special tour of the Slugger Museum before tonight's game. One of them actually flew one of the baseball stars recognized in the museum. Ted Williams was Paul Jones' flight instructor. Jones said Williams could fly just as well as he could swing a bat, and whatever he said, you could take to the bank.
Baseball was my first love in sports. I got to play it all my younger life and enjoyed that, and then seeing the history of it here has been a real highlight.
Jones is 100 years old. He said the key to a long life is keeping busy because you can rest up quicker than you wear out. Coming up at 11, the Department of Justice has given the state of Texas a deadline to remove buoys blocking part of the southern border.
Plus, we are giving you the first alert for warm temperatures this week. All those details coming up next.